Hey, it's your man, Charlie P. We're going to briefly talk about reversal setups today. I didn't catch a lot of pips today at all. Caught like 20 something. Like it wasn't a lot. It was not a lot. Should have caught 100 and something on gold. But anyway, I'm going to get into all that in the video. But the point is, I want to go over the reversal setup itself, just to give an idea of something you can keep an eye out for going forward. But before we do that, man, it's a few of y'all out there I've seen accusing your boy of being a demo trader. Here we go again with this. So here, I'm gonna just do this. You see this right here? Oh, I don't know if you will. I'm just gonna I'll take a picture off my phone or something and just put it up on the screen. But I'm gonna just keep collecting my demo profits, I guess, then, since you think I'm demo. But you know, folks is out here getting paid out. Like it's a whole interview on FTMO's YouTube channel, you know, where they interviewed me. They don't interview demo traders, you know, like I've showed a lot of stuff to show that I'm not faking the funk. So I'm gonna assume that you're new to the channel, and if so, appreciate you for watching, your boy. But and I do get it. I mean, I get it. It's a lot of people out there faking the funk, trying to scam people to buy their courses and all that. And I'm like, I'm not even selling nothing. I don't do none of that. So, but again, appreciate you watching anyway, and hopefully you will learn something in the process. But before we jump into today's video, let me shout out to Hankotrade. That's my preferred personal broker, and I suggest that you get with them for your personal broker needs as well. There's a link in my description. I want you to go down there. I want you to click on that link and sign up with Hankotrade. They got good spreads. They got good customer service. You only need $10 to deposit, you know, cheapity cheap. And when you need to get your payout, you're going to get your payout. They're not going to do you dirty. So definitely sign up with Hankotrade. And with that said, guys, let's jump into the video. And just to further prove my point, I'm going to log into my Forex Funds account. I'm going to blur everything out except for what you just really need to see, because I'm trying to chill on, you know, I just feel like I sound braggadocious sometimes. I don't want to do that. But as you see, evaluation funded live, not demo, live. Also, you see the amount that I made today matches up with what I showed you in my screenshot. So before you go accusing me of being demo, you better come with some cold hard proof, and good luck finding it, because I got proof against it. You know what I mean? But and I don't even show y'all all my accounts. Like that's like I kind of stick to one account. This particular My Forex Funds account is what I've shown the most on the past few videos, because I feel like one account should get the point across. Soon I'll start showing the funded trader account, and I won't show this My Forex Funds account anymore, you know, just to show like, hey, I'm trading on this prop firm too. But once I start showing that one, I'm gonna stop showing the other ones, just because, again, I'm not trying to sell you nothing. So I don't see the point in stunting that hard, trying to be like, look, I'm making this money on this one, and this one. And, you know, it's like, I don't need to do all that. Just showing you enough to show I'm not demo. So let's kill that narrative. All right, looks like we have a reversal trade on the Euro USD. Reversals are really tricky because, as far as how I trade, I see three main ways that reversals can set up. I probably need to redo my reversal strategy video, because I think I only discussed one way in that video, and I think I mentioned the second way. But overall, I see three main ways they can set up, and this just happens to be one of them. So when I look at H4, I see that the candles are in my overbought bands. When that happens, I usually just start looking for reversals. So I go back to H1, and what I do is I go to my because right now H1 is not in the bands. It's visited the bands over here, but it's not currently in the bands. Oh, also on H4, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. I clearly see a head and shoulders pattern setting up. So we have, here's a shoulder, then I come over here, here's the head. I would incorporate both these touches to the high, the head of that pattern. And then right now, I believe we're in the process of creating the second shoulder. So I expect this to go down for quite some time. When I go to H1, now that I see what H4 is doing, I'm going to go to H1 and I'm going to go to my reassurance chart or my reassurance template. And what I'm doing is I'm simply waiting on my green line, which is the 33 SMA, to cross over my blue line, which is the 60 SMA. So I need my 33 to cross over my 60. Then I start to look for the trade, or at that point I start to look for the a break of structure. And so that's what I'm waiting on right this second. So now that I see that that's happened, I'm just going to go back to my regular template that I like to use because it didn't hurt my eyes as much. And I'm going to draw a line right here because this is the break of structure that I need. I need for H1 to close past this line. I might even be all right if M15 closes past this. Matter of fact, I am going to say that if M15 closes past this right here, then I'll look for a little pullback and be ready to get into the trade. And the pullback I would look for is to the 50 EMA. So that's what I'm doing right now, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so as you can see, we clearly got our break of structure that I was looking for. It happened on M15, but it never came back up. It went ahead and just kept going down and closed it on H1, which to me is even better. That's more confirmation. So I want price to come back up above this line, definitely at least touch it, but hopefully it'll come above it just a little bit. I'm not concerned about it necessarily hitting the 50 EMA anymore because it's already crossed over. So I just want it to kind of come back above that break of structure line, and then we'll take the trade and sell it off. I also want to mention this happened on gold and I punked out of the trade. Let me show you what gold did. It's the exact same trade where on H4 price was all up in the bands. And like I said, when H4 gets up in the bands like that, I start to look for a reversal trade. Then I came down to H1, went to my reassurance chart, and there's our crossover where the green crossed over the blue. So now I start to look for a break of structure. Let me go back to my regular, what's the name? This right here would have been my break of structure line for today. And it broke it right before New York session started. And then on the 15-minute time frame, it did what I was looking for EU to do. It came up and grabbed my 50 EMA, and I should have got in right there. I punked out of it just because it's gold, and I haven't traded this particular setup in quite some time because it just doesn't. Reversals are already kind of few and far between, and I haven't seen this particular type of reversal in a little minute. So I was just kind of nervous, but then once that happened, I'm like, well, EU is doing the same thing. And quite frankly, GU is doing the same thing. The reason I'm not messing with GU though, is because on H4, it's not as much in the bands. Like it touched the bands, it closed inside them, but it's not all up in there like EU is and like gold was. Like EU is all up in there. And so that's why I'm not even gonna bother with GU. But yeah, EU looks like it's giving us the retrace we're looking for. So getting ready to sell that thing off. Being that this is a head and shoulders pattern, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and enter the trade, and then I'm gonna be prepared to put a bigger lot. Another lot size if it comes up here. But the reason I did that is because head and shoulders patterns take off aggressively. So I don't really want it to come. I don't really want to try to risk waiting on it to be all up here and stuff. Like I'm just going to take that. Oh, snap. I actually hit. I didn't mean to put that extra 20 on it. Let me get out of that. I might regret that and be like, dang, I could have had it. But yeah, I did not mean to do that. Now, if it comes up higher, then I'll put 10 lots, 10 additional lots on it. Also, I'm tripping. Let me put a hefty stop loss on here. How much is that? Oh, that's 24 pips. I'm cool with that. The reason I'm putting that much of a stop loss on it is because I really think there's potential. Actually, let me do it about right here. I ain't gonna do 24. How much? That's 22. Still above my comfort zone, to be honest, but I could see this coming up to maybe this area. So again, if it does, I will put an additional 10 lots on this. Ooh-wee, that was a scary one. But I look back on some previous screenshots that I had of this same setup, and that's why I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely what that is. This looks just like this screenshot, this screenshot, this screenshot. So I went ahead and entered additional entries. Once it got up here, and I'm like, and especially when it started coming back down, I'm like, yep, enter, and put more lots on it. So I'm pretty heavy in this trade. This is 50 lots on this one now. So we will come back in a few hours and see what happens. But hopefully this starts to get some good movement to the downside. I do feel like it's a little bit too late in the day. So the odds of it coming down here are like winning a freaking lottery right now. But I mean, if we can get, I'm going to leave my TPs there just in case, like the market be marketing sometimes, but if I can get 50 pips or something out of it, like I would be extremely happy still to end the week off that way. So we'll see what happens. Well, I went ahead and TP'd, pull this up so you can see, these were the entries I took on Euro USD. TP'd all of it. Well, that $900 one, that was that one I accidentally took when I was taking the initial entry. And then the other ones are the 4 other entries. But total, it was totally came up to $12,220. And I got out right here, like somewhere up in here in that area. So I wish I would have held it for another 15 minutes or so now, or got out earlier when it was down there. But I'm hoping it's not about to just super tank at the end of the day. I got out because it was moving kind of slow. But again, gold, I want to show gold again because I really should have taken that trade. I'd be up 100, and even if I would have got out at the same time I got out, I'd have been up at 140 pips. And again, the exact same setup as Euro USD. I'm assuming EU is going to continue down. I'm assuming we definitely got that head and shoulders pattern to confirm for the most part on the H4 chart, especially if it comes down and breaches or closes past this level of support on H4. And that's what I think is going to happen today, or what I was expecting to happen today, and it still could. Yeah, I think I'm finna be mad at myself for getting out that trade. I told myself it's gonna go down and break that level of support. That would have been another 20 pips or so that I would have loved to have had. But either way it goes, what I expect to happen Monday would be, and this isn't set in stone. I mean, who knows what could happen? I'm not gonna trade off a prediction, but I would imagine that Monday, if it doesn't break this support today, it's going to break it Monday, and it's going to give a little retrace up, maybe to this little area, maybe as high as that. It won't go any higher than this, in my opinion. I think that's the absolute highest it can go as a retrace to the upside, which on H1, that's what that looks like. And then, of course, we would continue the drop from there to at least like somewhere down up in here. That's what I think. Ah, man, I want these pips. But anyway, I will holler at y'all on the next one.